Welcome to my video, Aaron Burr Biography, 3rd Vice President of the United States. Aaron Burr was born in Newark, New Jersey on February 6, 1756. Burr's father came from a long line of English gentry and was a minister. Burr lost his parents at a young age and along with his sister went to live with his mother's wealthy brother. Burr was a very bright young man and at the age of 13 enrolled at the College of New Jersey, the school where his father was the president. After only 3 years, he graduated summa cum laude with a degree. After college, he briefly studied to be a minister, but decided to attend Litchfield Law School in Connecticut. The start of the Revolutionary War would interrupt his studies. Burr joined the military and served under Benedict Arnold in their expedition into Quebec. Advancing quickly through the ranks, he achieved the rank of major by the spring of 1776. He was assigned to serve under George Washington at his home in New York. Later in the war, Burr would transfer to the staff of General Israel Putnam, under whom he would serve in an array of posts, and as the war started to wind down, retired his commission in 1779. After his time in the military, Burr returned to school to finish his degree in law. By 1782, he had become a licensed attorney and was admitted to the bar. Shortly after being admitted to the bar in New York, he married a widow named Theodosia Prevost. The following year, Theodosia gave birth to the couple's only child, named after her mother. Burr initially set up his law practice in Albany, New York, and then moved to New York City, where he would practice law for the next 6 years. Being a politician was common in the Burr family, and Aaron was no exception, as he was appointed Attorney General of New York. Seeking a more powerful office, Burr defeated General Philip Schuyler, Alexander Hamilton's father-in-law, for a seat in the U.S. Senate in 1791. This marked the beginning of a rivalry between Hamilton and Burr that would go on for over a decade. After Burr's 6-year term in the Senate was complete, he ran again against Schuyler, but lost this time. Burr accused Hamilton of ruining his reputation and turning voters against him. In 1794, Burr's wife, Theodosia, would die after a lengthy illness. During the presidential election of 1800, Burr ran for the office of the presidency with Thomas Jefferson. The election turned very contentious as both received the same number of electoral votes, resulting in the election being decided in the House of Representatives. Alexander Hamilton, through his political clout behind Jefferson, and Burr lost, forcing him to become the vice president. Angry with the loss, Burr once again blamed Hamilton and claimed he had manipulated the vote in Jefferson's favor. The position of vice president didn't suit Burr, and Jefferson was not happy with him either. So near the end of his term, Burr sought the governorship of New York. Losing the election, Burr blamed Hamilton and sought retribution by challenging Hamilton to a duel. Dueling was illegal in many parts of the country, but that didn't stop the two from meeting in Weehawken, New Jersey on the morning of July 11, 1804. The two faced off and Hamilton deliberately shot high to avoid hitting Burr to end the duel without bloodshed. Burr's shot was dead on, hitting Hamilton in the abdomen. Hamilton was immediately rushed to a friend's house in New York, where he died the next day. Burr, still the Vice President of the United States, fled from New York and New Jersey, eventually ending up in Washington, D.C. Burr was brought up on charges of murder, but the case never went to trial, leaving Burr free to complete his term as vice president. After the duel with Hamilton, Burr's political and legal career was over. He embarked on a journey into the western and southern states, seeking military allies in a plot to take over the Spanish territory and separate territories from the United States. Once the president, Thomas Jefferson, learned of Burr's plans, he immediately called for his arrest. Burr was brought to trial on charges of treason. Presiding over the trial was the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, John Marshall. Marshall was no fan of Burr, as Marshall and Hamilton had been friends years before. Since there was not enough evidence to convict Burr of treason, the charges were lowered to a high misdemeanor. Burr was found innocent and went free. With Burr's political and legal career in shambles, he spent the next 4 years traveling throughout Europe. While in Europe, he attempted unsuccessfully to garner support for a revolution in Mexico and freeing the Spanish colonies. In 1812, Burr gave up his plans and returned to the United States in defeat. This year would be exceptionally bad for him, as his daughter was killed in a shipwreck. After returning to New York City, he found work as a lawyer, but became increasingly financially dependent on his friends for support. Maybe for financial support, or maybe it was love, but late in life, Burr married a wealthy widow, Eliza Jamel. The marriage only lasted a year, and after that his health began to fail. He suffered multiple strokes that left him partially paralyzed. Aaron Burr died on September 14, 1836, on Staten Island, New York. I want to thank you for watching my video and hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you want to know more about Aaron Burr, I have included a link to a more in-depth article I have written on Burr in the description of this video.